In this video, we will be inspecting and replacing the pinion gear on the Brinly Sweeper Dethatcher Combo. Note, the part numbers in this video also apply to the Brinly STS Model 42-inch lawn sweeper. Tools required: a small flathead screwdriver, a pair of retaining ring pliers, and a pair of needle nose pliers. Note, a pair of retaining ring pliers will be necessary to remove the retaining ring from the axle. To access the pinion gear, you will need to remove the wheel assembly. First, using a small flathead screwdriver, remove the E-ring from the end of the wheel axle. Then, cupping your hand underneath the axle to catch the washer, slide the wheel off of the axle. Pop the clips open on the outer gear cover by using a small flathead screwdriver and remove the outer gear cover. Then slide the drive gear off of the brush axle. Now, using retaining ring pliers, pry the retaining ring out of the groove at the end of the axle. Then slide the pinion gear off of the end of the axle and be sure to cup your hand under the end of the axle to catch the washer and the dowel pin if it falls out of the axle when the pinion gear is slid off. If the dowel pin doesn't fall out, push it from one end to remove it from the axle and check it for wear and tear. Check the back of the pinion gear to see if there is an L or an R marking. This determines which side the pinion belongs on when viewing the piece from behind. To check for wear and tear, check the inside of the pinion gears to see if the catch that keeps the brushes from spinning backwards has worn down, located just behind the L or R engraving, as shown here. Also be sure to check the dowel pin to see if it has significant wear and tear, which could also cause the pinion gear to stop catching and motivating the brushes forward. If the drive pinion or the dowel pin have significant wear and tear, replace them with new ones. Replacement parts can be ordered at the Brinly Parts Store on shop.brinly.com. If the pinion gear and dowel pin don't have significant wear and tear, be sure to clean them with a small paper towel or rag so they operate freely. To reassemble the wheel, first turn the axle so the dowel pin hole is parallel to the ground. Then slide the dowel pin back into the hole in the axle. Then slide either the cleaned or replacement pinion gear back onto the axle, making sure the pinion gear is touching the back washer and the dowel pin is inside the pinion gear, allowing it to spin freely clockwise and catching when spun counterclockwise to drive the brushes. Then replace the washer on the end of the axle and, using the retaining ring pliers, replace the retaining ring, making sure it sets in the groove of the axle. Now slide the drive gear back onto the brush axle. It may need to be rotated slightly so the gear teeth align with the pinion gear. Then add the outer gear cover back onto the gear assembly, snapping the clips back down into place. Now slide the wheel back onto the end of the axle, making sure to push it all the way back so there's enough room to add the washer back onto the end, and finally the E-ring, making sure that it snaps into place. Your sweeper dethatcher wheel assembly should now be complete. For questions, call Brinly Customer Service at 877-728-8224. Brinly, since 1839.